A very good afternoon to everyone. I am CA Raju Sharma, Corporate Member, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI. Welcome you all for this very need of the art topic, Express to Impress skill for CA professionals. As you all know that we are celebrating the Youth Skill Week. So, I am thankful to Honorable Chairman Jay Chera ji and Vice Chairman Abhay Chhajer ji for giving me this opportunity to moderate this session. Today we are having a very dynamic speaker with us who is having 4 decades of experience in something very exclusive. CA Sandeep Gupta ji sir. He is a human potential and leadership presence strategist, global speaker, creator of She Framework, 40 years of experience guiding leaders, professionals, and organizations. Sandeep sir brings a rare blend of wisdom, strategy, and presence. He is best known for his groundbreaking work in human excellence, leadership presence, and substantial success. Work that connect that inner world of purpose with the outer world of strategy. At the heart of his work lies with the She framework, a transformative system that integrates spiritual dynamics, human potential, and economic strategies to help leaders and business build futures where spirituality and profitability flourish together. It's a very rare combination, sir, spirituality with profitability. He has spoken on the prestigious global platforms including Oxford University, the Science of Consciousness Conference, and ISUD, and he's partnered with corporate leadership forum and associations across the world to help them break growth barriers and thrive holistically. Sandeep sir is known for making the complex simple and for inspiring action that is not just smart but also deeply human. His thought leadership has earned him multiple recognition, including the India Achievers Award 2023 and the President's Award 2024 by the Professional Speakers Association of India. A chartered accountant with postgraduate degree in theology, certified in interpersonal neurobiology, design thinking, appreciate inquiry, and more. Sandeep sir's work is continuous of head, heart, and higher purpose. He has taught strategic management at BITS Pilani, theology at DEI, and authored a neuro leadership course for Univigo Business School, USA. Currently on the board of PSAI and a member of International Advisory Committee of ME to Connect Dubai, Sandeep sir lives in Delhi with his wife, continuing his mission to help individual and organizing growth with clarity, consciousness, and purpose. वैसे तो संदीप सर के बारे में जितना बोला जाए कम है, बट मैं ऑडियंस और संदीप सर के बीच में नहीं आना चाहता. एंड वी ऑल नो दैट nowadays skills are more important. As a chartered accountant, we are always a number cruncher, but with number cruncher with the human touch we can do wonders. So let's dive into the enriching session with Sandeep sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, thank you very much, and namaste, a big namaste to everyone. First of all, a big thank you to my friend Dr. Sambit Kumar Mishra for inviting me to this platform for the fourth or the fifth time, and obviously to CA Jay Chajeria. I hope I'm pronouncing the surname correctly. CA Abhay Chhajer and CA Raju Sharma for the introduction. And let me not forget Manushri also from Dr. Mishra's office. She's the one, who coordinates and gets me and reminds me to be here. It's always been a pleasure to speak on PSEC platform. Not because the institute pays me, but because I get to meet people, I get to share with my fraternity. Usually people would say, we want to give it back. No, I'm not giving back anything. And nor do I want to give back. I want to share my experience, my knowledge, my journey with all of you so that in case you could learn from my mistakes and not commit the mistakes and go a step higher than me, that will be my reward. Like C.A. Sharma said, express to impress. I was wondering, why has express to impress become such an important topic in today's world? Let me take you back to 1979 when I qualified as a chartered accountant. The world was absolutely different. There were no computers. The institute was very strict. You could not advertise. There was no LLP. There were no companies. And you were restricted primarily to the traditional work of taxation, audit, and at the most internal audit. And you could not advertise. Your brand was localized. And in a city like Delhi, Bombay, it was not even the entire city. It was a particular area, where you were known. Fast forward, 2025, where we are today, in these 45 years, what has happened? Everything has changed. From the chartered accountant, which I was running my finger right through the numbers, like he said, number crunching, and coming with the total. Today, we don't run fingers. We tap on the laptop or the calculators. The institute has opened up and a number of opportunities have come in. You see, it's an excellent thing that the number of opportunities are there, but at the same time, let's not forget, even the competition has increased. So therefore, I'll say it has become much tougher today than what it was in my time. Because I've practiced for a good 40 years and I know what practice entails. And have you ever, analyzed or visualized that the competition is not only from your peers in your fraternity, it is also from other professionals. For example, taxation. You have the lawyers competing with you. Financial services, you have the MBS competing with you. Company law, you have the company secretaries competing with you. Internal audit, you have the internal auditors competing with you. I think the only place where there's no competition for us is the statutory audit business. In such an environment where the competition is global, because with internet, the competition has become global, and our attention span reducing substantially, we are left with no option but to impress and express in a way to impress so that the doors open for us. We are called on the negotiation table and we get work. So today's topic is to help my young friends. How can they, empower themselves and capture good quality business, good quality work, good quality promotions in case they're in service, and achieve their dreams. Let me ask you a question. Whenever you meet someone, do you go for the skills of the person or your brain immediately creates an image of that person and you perceive that person in a particular way? Well, I wish the program was interactive. I could have got answers from you, but I'm sure you'll agree. You don't go for the skills, you don't go for the qualifications. You say, okay, a chartered accountant, fair enough. And you see whether the person was impressive or not. And what are the things that determine the person's impression? It is only his or her external demeanor at that point of time. And then when you get into the conversation, that demeanor or that perception or that meaning, which you have attributed to that person stays in the background and guides your journey forward with that person. So in today's program or talk, you see, you must have seen 4 words on that poster: clarity, structure, presence, empathy. And to remember these 4 words, if you just remember PSEC, the platform on which we are associated today, talking to each other today. P stands for presence. S stands for structure. E stands for empathy. And C stands for clarity. Again, let me ask you a question before diving into all these things going forward. Presence. You go to a meeting and the person sitting in front of you says, "Tell me," and is busy on his or her mobile or is looking out of the window. How do you feel? Do you feel connected? Obviously not. Structure. You are making a presentation. Your presentation is not structured. You're jumping from one point to the other. What do you experience in the room or the auditorium or in the hall or in the meeting? Slowly and gradually, people start losing interest. Empathy. Again, I'll call you. Remember a leader who has been with you and has helped you change or has left an impression on you. The leader could be a teacher, could be a mentor, a coach, a parent, a spouse, anyone. What do you remember of that person? The title or the way he or she made you feel? You remember the way he or she made you feel, and clarity. If the way you express is not clear to the other person, I think the game is lost. Because you don't express for yourself, you express for the other person. In this background, what we will be doing today, I'll be touching upon 3 things. Number 1, presence is power. Number 2, trust and rapport, how important they are. And number 3, communication. How do you structure it? How do you deliver? But before that, let me take you into a self-assessment exercise. You see, I'm a great one for self-assessment, because unless and until you assess where you stand, you really cannot move forward. So there are 10 questions. I'll read the questions one by one, slowly. And all you got to do is scale yourself on 0 to 10. Mark yourself on 0 to 10. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Just be honest. Just be truthful. After all, you're not sharing these scores with anyone, right? And these scores or the reflections will help you to improve, will give you the points where you got to focus. And the questions are very simple, nothing intellectual. So the question number 1, do you research or think or prepare for the meeting ahead or interaction ahead? Or you just land up going totally unprepared? Score yourself on 0 to 10. Question number 2, are you typically on time or even slightly before time for the meetings, interviews, or social gatherings? Number 3, do you make an effort to dress for the occasion? Number 4, when you meet people, when you're talking, when you're expressing, are you aware about your facial expressions, posture, voice during the interaction? Number 5, do you maintain comfortable eye contact? And do you smile when greeting someone new? And I would extend that to even talking, interacting. I wish we were there physically so the eye contact would have been there. Virtually पे तो इतना नहीं होता है, but nevertheless, this is a very important thing. Now, going to question number 6. Do you greet people with empathy, with love, with an open-heartedness? And let me tell you, your thoughts and emotions, they travel. And the other person catches them in 0.17 seconds. Even before you realize your perception has been made in the other person's mind. And when you meet people for the first time, do you just talk about yourself or you listen? Whenever you are in a meeting, interaction, probably for the first time, or even otherwise, do you execute a positive energy, a can-do attitude? Or you're usually, blaming people, blaming circumstances, looking for reasons and excuses? Point 9, do you have a few safe or interesting conversation starters? Because when we go out, networking is a very important thing. When we go out, we meet all type of people. Do we have something to suit different kind of people? Probably you should have 3, 4 different startup stories, small stories or pointers. And lastly, after the first meeting, do you follow up? Send a message, send a hi, send a polite email or text something. Now, whatever scores you have given yourself, just total them up. And this could vary from person to person, but as per science, as per the research, if you score between 80% or above 80%, which means you're extremely well prepared, 50 to 79%, you're reasonably well prepared, some good habits, some need to be worked upon. And in case it is 50 or below, you need to work upon yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you do not impress, you would be left alone. And so now, let me jump to the first thing. That is the power of the first 7 seconds. Whenever we meet someone, the first 7 seconds are the most crucial part. Because and obviously in the 7 seconds, you see your skills will not be visible to the other person. Your knowledge will not be visible. Your attitudes would not be known. But still, the other person frames an opinion about you. Now, expression does not only mean speaking. Speaking is only one part of expressing yourself. It is your attitude, your behavior, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress up, and body language. And when you meet a person for the first time, what do they look for you? What do they look in you? They look for trustworthiness. If they find that you are trustworthy, they open up immediately. In case they find you're not trustworthy, they will not be rude, but in the back of their mind, they will put a red flag and they'll be cautious in their behavior with you, in their interaction with you. You have made a mark in both cases, but one is a positive, which we call you have impressed the person. And the other, you have definitely not impressed the person and you have put the person on suspicion. Can I not? And as chartered accountants, when we deal with our clients, when we represent our clients in deals, when we represent our clients before various authorities, those of us who are in service make presentations to the various stakeholders. Don't you think the trust factor is very important? Because let me tell you one thing. When two human beings connect, and this is what we are doing, because relationship is the core of life. Without relationship, nothing matters. Like C.A. Sharma said, we are number crunchers. We will get the opportunity to crunch numbers only once we establish relationships. And those relationships give us an opportunity to crunch the numbers. So the first and the foremost is impress to establish relationships. So what do we do in the first impression? I'll just elaborate on that. A lot of people, do the mistake of presuming that the need of the person in front of them and the person behaving well with them, the person is collaborating. No, the person is not collaborating. The person is only cooperating because he sees value in you fulfilling his or her need. Collaboration is something above. And if we want a sustained long-term relationship with our clients, with the authorities, and with the various stakeholders, we need to learn to collaborate. And to collaborate, the first step is impress. Now, let me give you a simple formula, ABC. What is the ABC formula? A stands for appearance. B stands for behavior. And C stands for communication. In the questions I asked you, there was a question, do you dress for the occasion? Now let's say you are in a formal meeting. You see, you have clients from overseas. They have the culture of wearing suits. And you land up in a jeans and t-shirt. What would the impression be? This chap is casual. Can we trust him? Can we trust her? No. And you lose even before you start. But if you're dressed for the occasion, you wear a suit, a business suit or something, you immediately assimilate in that group. Because the others need to feel that you are a part of them. You are there not You're a part of them. You're there not to break the protocols, but to help them, strengthen them. Now, all these things keep on going in the back of your mind. You don't realize. And even when someone comes to meet you, your mind or brain automatically, focuses on these things. Number two, behavior. Now, what do I mean by behavior? How is your body behaving? What kind of an energy are you expelling at that point of time? Confidence is one when you walk in. Now, look, let me try and demonstrate. If I talk this way, what would your reaction be? And if I talk this way, what would your reaction be? I hope you can see the difference. This is showing a weak person, a losing person, a feeble person. This is showing a confident person. So, confidence. How are you using your hands? A lot of people keep doing this in a meeting, this, which demonstrates or expresses nervousness, fidgetity, uneasiness, restlessness. If I am going to select one of you for a $10 million deal, would I be happy selecting someone who's who's restless? Would I be happy choosing someone who's fidgety? Would I be happy someone who's constantly looking out of the window? Probably no. You might be the best, but still I'll say no. Eye contact. If you are confident in what you are saying is correct and you believe in that, you automatically look into the eyes of the other person. And when you are not sure of what you are saying and why you are saying, you reflexively start looking somewhere else. And lastly, smile. Smile is such a beautiful thing, and such a powerful thing. I've experienced that. Let me share one case study of mine, not a case study, a personal experience. I think it was late 1980s. We were auditing one company, and we were the internal auditors, and we used to focus a lot on systems. And my boys went there, audited, we sent the report. After 10 days, I get a call from the regional manager. Sir, I said, what? There has been a theft of 80,000 rupees. The cashier has swindled it, and your people have certified it. Believe it. My boys had certified the damn thing on the face of it. Obviously, I had to say sorry, etc., etc. Now the question was, when I went for the meeting, what did I do? Because the client had had every opportunity, had every right to fire me, to blast me, to accuse me. I enter his room. Let's say his name was Mr. Raman. But this is a fictitious name. I say, Mr. Raman, hands up, first shoot. He looked at me. The anger melted away, turned into a smile. I smiled back. I said, sorry, I do agree my voice, messed it up. He said, fine, I do understand. Let's look for a solution. This is the power of smile. Because again, as chartered accountants, you are dealing with numbers, you are dealing with law, you are dealing with everything, with facts. That is fine. But you're relating and communicating and dealing for humans, and humans connect by emotions. And smile is one of the most powerful emotions. Let me come to the C part. Communication. There could be a long list of the way you should communicate and not communicate. Each one of us is built differently. Each one of us has got our own style, own vocabulary, own experiences. I only talk of three very simple things. When we meet someone, when we are in a meeting, if our communication signifies or projects three things, I think you have won half the battle. Number one, I am friendly. Now, this is very important. The moment I see a threat in you, I will go like this. I'll go defensive. I'll not allow you to come near me. And the moment I feel the other person is communicating, I am friendly, I'll say, come. Number two, I am powerful. Now, when you say I'm powerful, it's not an ego statement. It's a statement of equality. When you look into the eyes of your boss and talk confidently, what are you communicating? I know the subject, I'm powerful. And what does the other person, and how does the other person react? Let me hear. There could be a point. So this statement, I'm powerful, I'm friendly, I'm powerful, and I am your ally. Which means I'm with you. Now just imagine, I am friendly, I'm powerful, and I'm with you. Would you like to be with such a person or would not like to be with such a person? Simple question. This takes me to a case study I'd read, the old DCM group, which is no more existent now. Sharat Ram or Bharat Ram, I don't remember. One of them was talking in a management association. So what he said was, when my company makes a loss of 10 crores, I don't sleep for 10 nights. And when my company's managing director leaves me, I don't sleep for 10 months. So people said, sir, 10 crores, 10 nights, managing director leaving, 10 months. So baat samajh mein nahi aayi. We could not understand this thing. So he said, gentlemen, you've got to understand my managing director was friendly, was powerful, and was my ally. And when he has left me, he has taken my trade secrets with him. Loss I can cover up, but losing trade secrets means he has the capacity to build competitors for me. And this is the reason, you know, General Powell, a 4-star US Army general, he says leadership is not about strategies or desktops, or it's not about plans, execution. It is all about human beings, it's all about people. And let me ask you another question. Is leadership a human trait or a business trait? Leadership is a human trait. The spreadsheets, the PPTs, the strategies come later. First, you've got to connect with people, understand them, so that they are inspired by you. They're influenced by you, and they're motivated by you. And when this happens, only then you can push them in a uniform manner, in a collective manner, towards the common goal. So, what did we see over here? Express to impress. And there are three things over here. One is speaking, one is presenting, and one is leading. What gives you the power to lead? The respect the others hold in their mind for you gives you the power to lead. To lead them. You got to be in a position to make your presence felt. Make your presence felt. I am there and present in a structured, human manner, the vision or the path forward. Over here, it becomes the client, the strategy which you are offering to the client. And when can you do so? It's only when you speak with confidence and clarity. So you see the way speaking, expressing, everything gets connected to our success and failure going forward. Let me move forward. Now, before moving forward, let me also share with you one thing. You see, a number of times we are called to negotiate on behalf of our clients. We are called to make deals on behalf of our clients. Do you know, as a deal maker, our reputation reaches the client, reaches the other party even before we meet the person. Because the moment I come to know, okay, let us say Mr. Gupta is going to come and he's going to represent ABC Limited. What do? I immediately get down to the social media, see Mr. Gupta's profile, see his background, see the kind of posts he has been making. If he has a channel, go to the channel, understand his views. So as professionals, we got to be very careful of what we put out in the social media also. we got to be very careful of what we put out in the social media also, because the first impression of which I've been talking about, or the impression, it's not only when you meet today, it is also driven by what is out in the social media and how people are reacting to you. So, how do you master the first impression? I'll reiterate, repeat. Appearance, first thing, body language, we talked of, and tone and smile. Usually in my workshops, everywhere, I give this example. You got to say, I love you to someone, right? There are three ways you can say, hey, I love you. Will it make any impact? I would say, I love you. Will it make any impact? And the third way is, I love you. You got to get emotions into it because your voice carries emotions, and those emotions bring the presence into play. And let me also, share 10, 12 tips with you so that you remember a few and you can put them into practice. In the normal case, I would have just given 5, 6. But over here, since we are not in a position to interact, number one, the first impression, and also the impression, the impressive impression becomes with your body. You walk into your partner's room or cabin, held head high, smiling face, crisp tone, see the reaction, and walk into his or her room with a drooping head, dead tone, emotionless tone, and see the reaction. Expand your posture. Now, posture plays a very important role. Have you ever seen, all of us have seen, have you ever wondered why, when an athlete wins a race, hands go up like this? When Kohli used to take a catch, Virat Kohli, cricket, we are a cricketing nation. You see, because when you win, right, when you are confident, when you have achieved something, your body automatically expands. Your body automatically expands. So I'm not saying you enter a meeting room expanded this way. No, you'll be thrown out. But at least shoulders back, head straight, held high, a chest a little bit out, not like a Pehlwan, but okay, a little bit out, because that is the sign of the confidence you are carrying with you. And the other people will automatically, start responding that way. Make eye contacts. Now, I am looking into the camera and speaking to you. If I start speaking this way, would you be interested? Or probably after a few seconds or minutes, you switch it off or go off screen. Ditch social conversation. I am talking about professional. I'm talking about the professional scenario. You enter a boardroom meeting, or you enter a CXO meeting, or you enter a meeting where 10 people are there, and you got to negotiate a deal. Or you enter a serious meeting where you have to make a presentation, or you are negotiating your fee with the client. If you keep talking of Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai and what did Modi do and what did Pakistan do, that's all social. It'll take you nowhere. With a simple hello, how are you, which we call the icebreakers, get to the point straightway. And I'll tell you how you need to structure your conversation going forward. Have a meaningful conversation, something which adds value to the other person. And to have that, you got to do research. The first question, which I asked you, do your research, add value. So the person remembers you. You are not one of the very many who met him or her. If possible, call, call them by their first name, but take permission. Can I call you by your first name? Or what do I need to call you? Or how should I call you? Find common factors. What is common between him or her, and you? Because when there's something common, you see, that's a myth. Opposites do not attract each other, they repel. South Pole, North Pole cannot be together. It is the commonality, which develops relationships. Let's look at the most talked about relationship, husband and wife. Over there also, it is the commonality, which takes the relationship forward. Otherwise, one looks to the east, the other looks to the west. They never look towards each other. Try to bring out the best in them, appreciate them, acknowledge them. So these were some of the tips, which you could practice in your day-to-day life. And you'll see that the impact you create would start changing. Now, this takes me to the first talk which Obama gave. You see, and I don't know whether you have seen that video or not. He walks on the stage very confidently, smiling on people, and he doesn't say anything. He allows the 7 seconds to pass, and then he starts speaking. His confidence, his presence, his poise, in those 7 seconds captured the entire crowd towards him. And then they listened to him for a good 45 minutes. Undoubtedly, he was an excellent orator, but even the best of orators need to do these things to capture the attention of the crowds. Presence is power. So let's come to the second thing, presence. What does presence mean? Being physically present? No. Presence means much more than physical presence. Your physical presence is only confined to your frame. That's it. When I say frame, I mean the body. But your actual presence fills up the room. That is your aura. Again, let me ask you, I think I am sure all of you must have experienced this thing. Say 4 or 5 friends, you are sitting in a room, someone enters, and all of a sudden, all the merrymaking, all the joking, all the laughing comes to a halt, and everyone becomes serious. Why? The person has not said a word. He or she has just walked in. The presence of the person. And vice versa also. You are dismayed, you are depressed, you are in a depressive mood, you are frustrated. Someone walks in, comes in, smiles at you. You reluctantly smile, and within a few minutes, the entire atmosphere has changed. Why? Because of the presence of that person. And what did that person do? The person came in, engaged with everything, with no distractions, focused on you or the group, and announced without announcing, hey, I'm here. Mind my words, announced without announcing, I am here. So when you announce without announcing that you are there, that is presence. And why? Because whatever you have inside, that manifests outside us. Whatever we have inside manifests outside us. And to project confidence and presence, preparation is not negotiable at all. You've got to prepare. I've seen a lot of chartered accountants, when I used to practice, they would be walking inside the courtroom, and the junior was giving them the brief, telling them the facts of the case. Because they had taken up so much work, they did not get time to prepare. And invariably, their orders used to be partially successful. I'm not comparing myself to them, but let me share another experience of mine. I think this was around the late 80s, early 90s. That time, FEMA used to be there. FERA. I think it was the FERA coming. FERA used to be there. FEMA to hai. A client of mine had imported certain things, and there was some ghapla. And he was in a mess. The enforcement directorate had caught the client. So they came to me. We prepared a case. We worked very hard. It took us 3-4 months to, compile the petition. It took us time to understand everything. Then the final day came when I had to present the case before the officer. It was a 200 pages booklet which was submitted. The officer says, Mr. Gupta, tell me what the case is. Without opening the file, I started speaking. And I was speaking, sir, why don't you go to page 54 on which we have said this thing? Sir, why don't you look to Annexure B, where there's a support? And sir, why don't you see para 8, where this thing is there? And he was looking at me. I was not opening the file. I didn't open my file, though I had it in front of me. And he was finding everything correct, what I was saying. My client was nervous, very nervous. He was kicking me and saying, open the file. I said, relax. You know what happened after that? That confidence, that presence, that expression that I know I am powerful, I know, got the decision in my favor. And frankly, had I been the adjudicating officer, probably the decision would not have been that clear. So this was another case of expressing to impress. It goes back to, I'm friendly. I was not threatening the officer. I'm powerful. I know my subject. How did I communicate it? Without opening the file. And why could I do it? Because I had prepared for this day. After all, I had to charge a huge amount of money. I had to send him a huge bill. So I had to justify that. And lastly, I'm your ally. And I must have said, sir, if you find anything wrong, you can punish my client. If you find anything wrong, you can punish my client. But these are the facts of the case. And I got a beautiful order. It was imprisonment for 5 years from which my client got saved. Just because of preparation, just because of confidence, just because of presence. So preparation is non-negotiable. The second is mindset shift. We a number of times do not prepare. We rely on our old memory. We believe we can retrieve the information at the right time when required. But the fact is, a number of times we just cannot do it. We'll say, yeah, there was something, yeah, I can't remember. What's that word? And by the time the word comes, you have missed the bus has gone. Everything is over. So change your mindset towards preparation. And the other thing is, before entering a meeting, psych yourself to be confident, take a few deep breaths, relax yourself, calm, go in for the power poses. Okay, let me share one thing interesting. Say you are feeling not too confident. Okay, there's a huge meeting, go to your cabin, right? Sit this way. Sit this way with your legs spread out, one leg on a stool or a table, as if you are the Lord, as if you are the king. And believe me, in a minute's time, you will find a change in your energy. From the non-confident one, you will become confident. And obviously, we have been talking about the non-verbal clues quite a bit. Eye contact, calm, acknowledge. You might find a lot of repetition in what I'm saying, but I'm doing it intentionally so that at least something sticks and stays back. Otherwise, what happens in such long conversations, especially one-way conversations, things come and they just slide off. You must have also heard of this word, charisma. There's a lot of charisma in that person. Now, what is this charisma? The question, what is this charisma? Now, let's take the case of Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Shashi Kapoor, Devanand, Did they have charisma or not? Were you attracted to them or not? I'm talking of the personality, not the star status. Personality wise. Have you ever deciphered what were the 3-4 traits they were focusing on? One is presence. That is the core. I'm there only for you. Second is power. Again, the same thing. I'm powerful. Number 3, warmth, empathy. Come. So what I said earlier, I'm friendly, therefore I'm for you. I'm powerful. I don't mean to demean you, but look, I am this. And lastly, warmth, emotions, empathy. Again, let me share with you one experience of mine which happened in the Indraprastha CA Institute building. I specifically remember it was May 1983. I think it was Bansi Mehta. Bansi Mehta was the president of the institute. And he was a brilliant chartered accountant and a tax consultant. He was in Bombay. So my father arranged a meeting of Bansi Mehta with me. I go to the institute. I've never met Bansi Mehta anytime, anywhere. And he knowing me is impossible. I was just a rookie, 2 years, 3 years into practice, and he was up there. He made me wait for some time. Obviously, he must have been busy. Then I see him coming from the end of the corridor. And we were still around 20, he was still 20 feet away from me. He says, "Hi, Sandeep. I'm so sorry I kept you waiting." I was startled. I was impressed. The president of the institute taking my name, whom I've never met. So what did he communicate to me? He had prepared. He knew why we were meeting. His PA must have told him. He opened his arm by, "Hello, Sandeep. I'm sorry. I kept you waiting. I'm also friendly. Now tell me, what can I do for you? I'm only for you. I'm only for you." And all of you, try this thing. When someone is talking to you, don't interrupt. Just pay full attention to that person, which is called mindful listening. See how the relationship improves. See how your impression improves. With all the challenges in the world today, if we just start hearing other people speak without interrupting them and being present for them while they're speaking, 60 to 65% challenges from our lives would go away. As a coach, there have been times when people have come, they've spoken for an hour, 90 minutes. I have not said one word excepting tell me more, tell me more. That's all. And those people have gone transformed. So, therefore, if you want to express to impress, you also got to work on your inner self, self-awareness. Because whatever is inside you automatically comes out. Let me ask you, when you are angry, immediately the next second, can you speak with love? You can't. And when you're all lovey-dovey, you're playing with your pet, you're playing with your child, and something strange happens or something annoying happens, do you react or you're still calm and you react softly? This is because whatever is happening in you, inside you at that point of time, again, mind my words, happening in you, inside you at that point of time determines your external expression. And that expression decides whether you impress or you don't impress. And to be self aware, let me give you a simple formula. Your goal should be, why do I think and behave the way I do? Why do I think and behave the way I do? Go deep inside yourself. Okay, I'm angry. Fine, I'm angry. Why am I angry? Because my junior did not submit the report. Am I really angry because my junior did not submit the report? You go deeper, you'll find no. Since he did not submit the report, I will not be able to furnish the report to my client, and my client would be angry. Are you really angry because your client would be angry? You go deeper. No, if the client is angry, I might lose the client. So fear is the driver of anger. And all the chaos you created outside was out of fear. But we are saying, okay, Reshma did not give me the report, therefore I'm angry. No, you're not angry because of Reshma. Nor are you angry because of ABCD. You are angry because you have that fear. So now what has happened? When you go in this anger to the client, with this fear to the client, you will not be your best. You will not be expressing to impress. But in case you take stock of your fear, you calm yourself and say, okay, if this thing happens, what do I say? What do I do? How do I resolve it? You'll go confidently with a solution to your client at the back of your mind. We say have a plan A, plan B. So you'll have your plan A, B, C ready. You'll be confident. And believe me, in 90% cases, you'll win. Now, how do you do it? The question is, how do you do it? First of all, write the word faces, FACES. Now, F stands for flexibility. A stands for adaptability. Flexibility, adaptability. C stands for coherence. E stands for energy. And S stands for stability. Flexibility, adaptability, coherence, energy, and stability. Make your goal to bring these 5 factors into your personality, into your purpose, thoughts, and actions. So now we started off with, why do I think and behave the way I do? Once we get to know that, we got to bring these 5 factors into our purpose, thoughts, and actions. How do we do that? Now, this is something which life has taught me. I'm sharing with all of you. AOPA. A stands for attention management. A stands for attention management. O stands for observation. P stands for pause. And A stands for acceptance. Let me, I'm just digressing a bit. I would like to thank Ms. C.A. Raju Sharma. He's very much there on the screen, which is really giving me a lot of energy because when I'm seeing his expressions, so I get a feeling, okay, someone is listening to me. So thank you, Raju.
Okay. No, sir, I'm devotedly listening to you. It's very, very enlightening, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you. Okay, now let me dwell on attention. Is there anything in life which you can do without focusing your attention upon? No. Even if you go to the bathroom and you are not present there, your attention is not there, believe me, you will mess up the bathroom. And people in your house will send you to go and clean it up. You see, attention is required. Now, attention is a trainable skill. Like, we go to the gym, we do push-ups, we do dumbbells, train our body, develop our body. Similarly, attention is a trainable skill. But you got to train it in the gym of your mind. Harvard research says 47.9% of the time our attention is not in our body. I'm not saying it, Harvard research is saying. Let's assume average lifespan of 75 years. 8 hours out of 24 hours we sleep, personal calls, etc. 25 years gone. 1/3 time gone out of 75 years. Now, out of the 50 years we have with us, if 47.9% times our attention is not in our body, which means we are effective only 50% time, then for those 24 point something years or 25 years to round it off, we are unproductive, we are there but still not there. We are totally unproductive. And then we say we don't have time. And then we say, I wish I had 2 years more. I wish I had 1 year more. By training your attention, even by 10%, you get 2.5 years in your life extra, productive time. And that's not a small time. And you must be hearing mindfulness, meditation a lot. Now, all these things come from the Indian ancient wisdom. And it's a journey. Now, let me take you on that journey also. Then I'll come to the observation. When you focus your attention, and research says in 4 days' time, neurons, new neural pathways start getting created. And this is the way old habits get converted into new habits, because new neural pathways happen. Okay. Now, the method to train your attention is focus on the breath, exercise, be with yourself, be an observer to your thoughts. Because what are you doing in these exercises? You are telling the mind that, look, mind, look, attention, I am your owner, you are not my owner. Like Steve Jobs says, the mind is inherently restless. And the more you try to control it, the more restless it becomes. But ultimately, it settles down. And once it starts resting, new opportunities, new skills, new expanses, new innovations, new relationships, everything starts emerging. That is the power of managing your mind. And let me tell you one thing more since I've got into this neuroscience thing. This is your soul, everyone knows. This is your body, everyone knows, and the mind is in between. Body is all about selfishness. Selfish, I, me, my. Soul is all about selflessness. We are us. Now, the soul is put with its attributes, the mind is put with its attributes. Sorry, the body is put with its attributes. The mind keeps on oscillating between the two. When there is an impulse or a stimulus, external impulse or stimulus, if the mind, or that means attention, is towards the body, your reaction would be selfish. If it's towards the soul, it will be selfless. Attention management not only brings consistency in this oscillation, so that consistency comes in your reactions. And I'm sure you would hate someone saying, yeah, in the morning, this person was beautiful, very good, very friendly. And in the evening, what happens to him or her? No, not reliable. I'm sure you will hate that. Now, to avoid that, to take stock of that, to not make it happen, attention management. The first step is when you start managing your attention, your presence increase. You are in that moment. I've been talking of presence quite a bit, right? You're in that moment. You're focusing all your attention over there. When you try to do that, your focus develops. And when you start working on your focus, it gets converted into concentration. And that concentration gets converted into absorption, where only that task matters, nothing else matters to you. If you keep your hand this way, stretched out for half an hour, 45 minutes, you run the risk of paralyzing the hand. The body has got its limit, but still, a dancer dances on the stage for 3 hours non-stop. Why? Because she has managed her attention, she moved into mindfulness. I am on stage, focused, I got to perform. I got to perform correctly, concentration, and then got so involved in her dance. The audience, the claps, fatigue, nothing mattered. Imagine a cricket ball at a speed of 140 kilometers an hour being thrown at you from 22 yards. That's all, 22 yards. And still it's looking like a football to you. And you're swinging your bat and it's going for a 6. How can you do it? How could Dhoni do it? How could Kohli do it? How could the other cricket players do it? Again, the same thing. Attention management, mindfulness, focus, concentration, absorption. And this applies in relationships also. If you are there totally in a meeting and your presence is felt throughout the meeting, don't you think the people would really look up to you and put you in a different category, in a much higher category? Okay, so this was the attention part. Oh, observation. When I say, what do you observe? You'll say, well, I'm observing that you are speaking on the screen. There's a laptop in front of me, or there's a mobile phone. The laptop is, let us say, it runs on Windows, or I got a iPhone, and there's a painting behind me. Fine, that is right. That is observation. But the observation which I'm talking about is something much deeper. What is also happening, observe what is also happening inside you. Because first, there's a reaction inside, then it manifests outside. Whenever you get angry, you just start shouting, or you just start expressing your anger, or first there's a churning inside. There's a churning inside, right? There's a sensation in your body which signals you will get angry. You are moving towards anger. Similarly, when you are very happy, there's something inside you. Now, between what happens inside you and what happens outside, there's a small gap. Okay, so start observing what's happening inside you and keep a note. I had a sensation in my hands. Ultimately, this was the result. I had a churning in my stomach. This was the result. My heart fluttered, or the breathing became very fast. I was scared. So now you know, you get to know the internal reaction leading to what external expression. And between the two expressions, there's a small space. A small space. So this was observation. Now let me come to the pause. If in a book, I remove the spaces between the words and make it one huge word running through all the 32 lines of the book, would you be in a position to read it? It would become meaningless. But the moment I put that space between alphabets, the alphabets get converted into words, and the words get converted into meaning. That is pause. Have you ever seen a cat hunting a pigeon? Have you ever seen a lion? The lion belongs to the cat family. The cat family hunting its prey. They go, they focus, then they take a step back. They increase their focus into concentration. They observe, and at the right moment, they leap and catch. And what are we doing today? We are running from pillar to pillar, job to job, assignment to assignment, client to client, and there's no pause in our life. As a result, there's confusion, there's burnout, etc., etc. Pause is that element which you need to practice to bring meaning to the non-meaningful thing. Pause gives meaning to the non-meaningful. And let me quickly also share with you a little bit of neurobiology. Any stimulus which comes in goes to two centers in our brain. Number one, the amygdala, that is the emotional brain, and the prefrontal cortex, which is the executive brain. It reaches the amygdala a little bit faster than the prefrontal cortex. Now, when it reaches amygdala, what happens? Amygdala only knows three things: fight, flight, and freeze. Because the job of amygdala is to keep you safe. So therefore, you land up reacting in 2025 on the basis of some reaction which took place 20 years back. Because that is all the amygdala knows. And that reaction might be appropriate, might not be appropriate. Now, if you can put your finger on that small gap between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala will not give those instructions. The amygdala goes quiet and prefrontal cortex takes over. So this way, you start managing your external reactions also, which are again very important, extremely important if you are expressing to impress. Because any aggressive expressions, any expressions, any anger-driven expressions will erode your brand value, erode influence which you have over the person or the situation. And the last is acceptance. All of us accept things. Undoubtedly, we accept. But ask yourself, do you accept things without an excuse, without a rider? Or when you say, I got angry, but I got angry because of Ramesh. Or do you say, I got angry? Sorry, I was angry. Usually, 99% people do accept, but their acceptance is always with a rider, with an excuse, with a justification. Now, what happens to this kind of acceptance? The issue was that you have failed. You say, yes, I have failed, but I failed because of this reason. You think you are being very intellectual. You think that you are being very just. No. You are axing the branch on which you are sitting. Because what has happened, we are hardwired. Our brains are hardwired to help us to avoid pain at any cost and to look for solutions which will help us avoid pain. Now, when I say I failed because Sita did not allow me to study, what have I done? I have shifted my focus from failing to Sita not allowing me to study. Okay, so why did I fail? I'll never get to know. Why am I failing to impress? I'll never get to know. Because my mind is saying, fine, yes, you failed because of Sita. And the poor Sita, she's nowhere in the picture. Out of the 180 days you had to study, that poor girl just came for 3 days or 4 days, right? And disturbed you. There were other reasons you failed, not Sita. So therefore, acceptance, accept reality as it is. Without any riders, without any colors, without any spectacles, without anything, as it is. Because then what happens? Since we are hardwired to avoid pain at any cost, our brain and mind automatically starts looking for reasons. Oh, I failed because I did not study the amount I should have studied. I failed because my preparation was not too good. I failed because I did not have a solution. So then you start looking for solutions. So next time when you'll go, you'll study more and take the exams. You'll prepare better and go. And you'll go with more solutions. And then you'll be in a position to impress. So I'm sure you must have seen by now that what is happening inside us, because expression is coming from inside and you're impressing in the outer world. And both the worlds have got to work together in a very synchronized manner. And the last point is building trust and rapport. I started with this thing. When we meet someone, what do you look for? You look for trust. If you do not find the person trustworthy, would you like to continue your association with him or her? At least I would not. You see, because if 24/7 I got to be on my guard, I got to be on the defensive, I got to be vigilant. So what am I doing? I'm creating so much pressure on myself. I can't function optimally. And when I cannot function optimally, then obviously I'll not be in a position to express in a way that I impress the other person. You see, and as chartered accountants, we do a lot of negotiation work, we do a lot of pleading work, we do a lot of leadership work. And believe me, trust is the currency of leadership, negotiations, relationships, everything you do, trust. Though I have stopped practicing for the last 15 years, but you'd be surprised, I still have old clients coming to me. Not often, but yes, they do come to me with their problems, seeking solutions. One of my coachees whom I'm helping to establish a business, if I tell her something, she blindly does that. Why? Because of the trust factor. So how do you build a rapport and trust? First of all, let's talk of trust. What is required to build trust? Being positive, happy, smiling, all those things are fine. Let's go a level deeper. Trust which stays. Trust which is not just for half an hour, 45 minutes. It's trust which is there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Unless you do something stupid. Being authentic. Coming out transparently. Being authentic. Being genuine. Calling a spade a spade. Not camouflaging, not looking at the face of the person and trying to say what would please him or her. Be authentic. If you're feeling something, say it. But communicate it in a intelligent and a smart way. You cannot go to the chairman, managing director and say, I don't agree with you, you're stupid. He might be stupid, she might be stupid, but you cannot go and say that. You'll have to be civil. That I don't agree with this thing, or can we do it the other way? Or do we need to relook at it? And again, for that, you will need to prepare, be fully conversant with the facts, etc. And lastly, showing empathy, connecting emotionally. So transparency, that's authenticity. Communicating clearly, but smartly and intelligently. Showing empathy. Just try it out, And I'm sure you must have experienced it. You're in a meeting, everyone is shaking their head to whatever the big man is saying or the big woman is saying. And then finally, he or she turns to one person and says, "You have not said anything. What would you like to say?" And that boy or girl says, "Ma'am, I do not agree with this thing. It's a brilliant thing, but I do not agree. I believe if we do it this way, this could happen. This would be the positive impact, etc., etc." And the CMD listens because the CMD also wants intelligent inputs. The CMD also doesn't want head shakers. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So they're also intelligent people. They want to go beyond. So that is the trust factor. And the choice of words is all about empathy. And how do you do it? Number one, self-awareness. It starts with self-awareness. Correct. Number two, active listening. Why could that boy or girl whom the CMD said, "What are your views?" respond in such an effective and impactful manner? Because he or she was actively listening what the CMD is saying and also what the other people are saying. Positive body language can do attitude. Yes, we can do it. Commonalities. In this case, what is the commonality? The CMD is looking at the future of the organization, and what you are saying is also for a better future of the organization. So both of you are talking of the same future. So there's every possibility that both thoughts would be fused and a third brilliant thought can come. The CMD gave the thesis. That rookie, boy or girl, gave the antithesis. Or together they got to work and bring out the synthesis. This is the way things happen. And when you don't understand, ask open-ended questions and allow the other person to speak. Most of the people lose out on trust because they work on assumption and presumption. And today, when our attention span on the internet is around 4 to 5 seconds per page, today, when the bosses want elevator pitches, just tell me in 2 sentences. They don't have time for stories, or at least they believe, and they say they don't have time for stories. But the thing is, you can build in whatever I said and whatever I've shared with you in a 2-sentence story, which would be highly powerful because facts tell, data tells, facts tells, stories sell, and presence seals everything. Now, coming to the message part, the last part, okay. I'm sure all of you have traveled in an aircraft. Now, let's use the aircraft travel as a metaphor. You reach the airport, something is going on in your mind. Yeah, will the flight go in time? Yes or no? Would it be delays? Will it take off? Will not take off? Now you're going for that meeting. Could be a personal meeting, could be a professional meeting. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Etc. Etc. There's an announcement now. You board the plane. You're seated. You're inside the conference room. Now you know, okay, meeting is going to happen. The flight is going to take off. Then the plane starts taxiing and takes off. 5 minutes. Over here, the meeting starts and the agenda of the meeting is shared. Then the plane is cruising for 2 hours. In this time, what is happening? You're having chai, you're having food, you're talking to the person, you're seeing some movie, you're on your phone, whatever it is. And so many stories are there. Similarly, discussions are happening inside the conference room. All have come prepared, discussing. And then the pilot announces, we are approaching Mumbai. And so aircrew, please prepare for landing. Now you know the meeting is coming to a close. If the plane lands, dhar, 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 what will you remember? Only the landing, correct? All story is gone. Similarly, in a meeting, if you want to leave an influential, inspiring, beautiful, positive impression, you got to ensure that your landing in the meeting is perfect. And what is a perfect landing in the meeting? You capture the discussions, bring out the salient points, and point out the call for action. So that once the meeting is over, once the conversation is over, once the negotiations are over, everyone gets up with the feeling, we have moved forward because of so and so. So guys, I've been speaking for 1 hour, 45 minutes. I'll be more than happy to take questions in case there are any. So thank you very much.
Guys, please post your question on the chat box so that we can ask. We had a wonderful enlightenment session with sir. Please post your questions.
No questions are there, so that you can ask from your part.
Sir, just out of a curiosity, I am asking, most of the thing in our profession drive to a individual out of fear only. What you say, most of the young chartered accountant, either in practice or job, they are doing things out of fear, I believe, and this fear is, disturbing the personal and professional life. I request you to please enlighten how to balance this anger, fear, and this management. Give some
Okay.
tips.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Raju. Sir, I'm calling you Raju, not by your
It's
seat,
honored.
Sharma.
You called me Raju. It's honored, sir. It's honored.
Okay. You see, it's not only profession. The entire human life functions only on two emotions or two feelings. One is fear, one is love. There's no third thing. Okay. And the process which I've shared with you throughout, in the garb of express to impress, was to tackle this thing and bring that symbiotic relationship in your life. You see, I asked you, what should the goal be? Why do I think and behave the way I do? When you start working on that, and in the example, what did I do? I took you to the fear element. Fear that the client will I'll lose the client. And I said, look, the anger was triggered by the fact that I'll lose the client. Okay, it traveled through Rashmi. So Rashmi just became an external trigger. So you got to go beyond. Now, the challenge which I see with the younger generation, okay, is they want to achieve everything at the drop of a hat. They want to go to barista and say, hey, now let's call it Barista CA Institute. Okay, they want to go to Barista CA Institute, put a coin over there, and from the slot machine, success comes out, experience comes out. Or they land up using AI a lot these days. And they pose as if they are fully knowledgeable. They forget AI is a brilliant tool, okay, but it has got the capacity to convert fiction into reality. Similarly, experience cannot surpass instant gratification. So they got to develop the element of patience in them.
This is missing, I believe. This
Yes.
is, yeah.
You see, what happens in 9 months happens in 9 months. Yeah, you can't do anything. If the 9 months becomes 10 months, the mother and child, they are in danger. Right? If
Yes.
it becomes 6 months, 7 months, again, both are in danger. Has got its own rhythm. We got to understand the rhythm, understand yourself, have belief in yourself. There's just no substitute. Do the AOP. If you start managing your attention, so many new things will start emerging on their own. Opportunities don't knock at your door. Opportunities are floating around 24/7. You got to be brave enough to extend your hand and catch them.
Yes.
So this is all I can say. Have patience, work hard, and don't only work hard, also work smart. Technology is coming in. Learn to use technology, because the technology will not throw you out. People who know technology will throw you out. Number two, be careful on social media. Because if you are coming for a job to me or for an assignment to me, I'll say, why don't you share your LinkedIn profile with me or the Facebook profile with me? And what I'll do, I'll immediately go to the profiles. And I don't see any substantive post or thought. All I see is you dancing on the beach. Okay. And then you come to me. But my brain has already, created that image of yours that you are dancing on the beach, having beer, having this, having that. So probably my reception to you would not have been, or will not be, what it would have been had I seen something serious and some substantive posts or information. So it's a very complex thing these days. But it might be complex, but it is not difficult.
Yeah.
And for that, you need internal discipline.
True, sir.
That's it.
Hey, thank you, sir. With this express to impress, I can sum up in two line. There is an old saying: people buy people, people don't buy product. If you express yourself to impress your client, your peers, your family, then you'll have a repeated thing. And with this proper expression to impress, you're going to have a safe landing, which is going to boost your career, personal life, professional life. With this, Sambit sir, we need your permission to sum up the session with vote of thanks.
Yeah, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sir, thank you so much, Sandeep sir. It's really lighting session today. In on behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, we we thank you so much, Sandeep sir, for his enlightening session. Our sincere thanks to all the webcast people. A special thanks to Samit Mishra sir, who give me this opportunity to moderate. And a special mention of Manushi. She was reminding me कि सर आप 11:50 को ready रहो, 10 बजे ready रहो. I was traveling late night. I came, and our thanks to all the person who joined this webcast and made this webcast a memorable one. Thank one and all, and we look forward for more valuable enlightening session with Sandeep sir. Sir, thank you so much. We are really honored to have you here today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
चलिए, so